Told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Levels to this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we killing them. Don't matter. Only place you can come and debate. Ain't gotta be worried about getting kicked out. And go one-on-one, mano a mano, with the great one. Oh yeah. Be ready for it. Levels to this. Anybody that wanna come get it, you can come get it. We welcome all debate. Crawford lovers, Haney lovers, Gervonta Davis lovers, Canelo lovers. Doesn't matter. We welcome it. Live streams every fork. Discord, come get it. Y'all boys ain't ready. AM Sports Media, where legends are born. So are y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get the show started. Acknowledge us, bruh. Acknowledge us. We told y'all boys, levels to this. AM Sports Media, acknowledge us.
Acknowledge us. Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend in my own mind. What's going on, Jay?
Oh my gosh.
What?
I ain't got nothing to say. You gonna mess around and not show out of place again.
Man, fuck you. All right. All right. So, where do we start? Shout out to the people that support the channel, Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything relative to Rock Dog Interactive and the things that they can bring to you, make sure you reach out. I can definitely get you in contact with them. Website design, graphic design, we do it all, or they do it all. So make sure you check them out. And then www.dadazvodka.com, the best tasting African American vodka you can find out there on the market. So make sure you go and check them out. Nadaz Vodka, based out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh.
All right, Jay. Man, we had a lot going on this weekend in the sport of boxing. Some of it was anticipated. Maybe all of it was anticipated, actually. So appreciate you, Big Herm, with the $1.99 already, blessing us with the super chat. Good content. Jay, I mean, where you want to start, man? Because I feel that There's a couple of topics that personally I think we're gonna end up staying on for quite some time. But before we even get there, man, let's see who's in the chat, man. We got All Things in the building. What's going on with your All Things? Zach B is in the building. D-Town Funk live in the building. Jason Williams is in the building. Who else we see? Big Herm, I've already recognized. Half a Millie Salute and Kai McFly. What's going on with your family? All right, Jay. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Keyshawn, or do you want to start with Jaron Ennis? I know those are going to be the two hottest topics today, and definitely want people to get the opportunity.
To try to get the other topics out the way. You know, that was on the Keyshawn card. So, one of my favorite young fighters, Abdullah Mason.
Oh, Abdullah, yeah.
Abdullah Mason. That round one he had was a hell of a round, man. It was
hell of a round.
I've seen the best rounds ever. Probably for me. That's why I've seen people going back and forth. You know, but he got the win with a knockout stoppage in the second round. On there, he got dropped twice in that first round. Some people say, "Oh, he's exposed." I'm like, nah, it's experience. You know, the fact that those look like flash knockdowns to me, and he got up and he got it back. He got his get back. He got a lick back after the first knockdown. Got dropped again. He got right back in that fire. You know, so I think this is just gonna make him a better fighter. On here, he's still young. Jason, I saw people calling him chinny as well. I'm like, I wouldn't say he's chinny. You know, because he didn't look fade. It was like looked like a flash knockdown because you didn't see his eyes get glassy. He didn't really do too much of a steak leg or nothing like that. He came back and got that boy up out of there. He's vicious. That's my dog. That's my boy. I like Mason. I'm gonna rock with him. I think it was a good experience for him, and I think the sky's the limit for that young dude. What about you?
I like Abdullah Mason. I think I was surprised that he got a little bit reckless there at the in the first round.
I was too, yeah.
And got dropped a couple of times. And he got wobbled a little bit in the second round as well. Guy was able to catch him with some punches. Those are the types of things that he's going to have to avoid, but it's a learning lesson, right? Getting dropped early on, continuing that ascension in the sport. I really like Abdullah Mason. I like his approach to the game. I like, his humbleness. So we'll see. I think it was a good test for him. Everything is a good experience, specifically when you get in there with somebody who, you get caught, you get rocked. And we've seen other fighters get, rocked early on in their career as well. So it's just a learning experience for him. But he when you get someone in trouble, I think now he understands that you still got to be very careful because the individual is still very dangerous. And so that's what ended up happening. He got the guy hurt and then got clipped himself. So good experience for him. I don't see him as chinny. I thought the guy hit him clean. I thought he was just being too assertive and a little bit too aggressive in his attack after he hurt the guy. And I think that's what ultimately saw him get rocked a couple of times. But, he bounced back well from it. Again, learning experience. And one of the things that I noticed in his corner that I really appreciated was that, the corner just felt like they were giving him a lot of energy, right, in terms of what it was that he was doing, directions, things of that nature. Not only just, during the fight, but after the fight specifically. And Abdullah Mason seemed to be really absorbing the information that they were giving him. So, I think he's well on his way. He just got to make sure that, he continues to learn each lesson as he progresses through his career. That's it for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The fact that after the fight, he did the post-fight interview, and he was just like, he's like, yeah, I don't want to see that again. He's like, yeah, I was a little bit too eager in that. The fact that he learned immediately, he's learning immediately from his mistakes. And luckily, he's able to come back without a loss in this fight here. His demeanor and his viciousness, and I love that. Just a little reckless at the beginning, a little eager. I think he really wanted still to show from other fighters on that card and everything. But he's a good young prospect. We want to see how he bounces back for his next fight. I want to see what he does next. As long as I see him progressing on that, not doing that same stuff again, he gonna be the truth.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think he got all the skills and tools and the understanding too, because when you can come right after that fight and understand what it was that you did that was incorrect, that caused you to be put in that situation. I think that's going to put you in a better position again when you move forward. So shout out to Abdullah Mason, and shout out to Bruce Gass. Bruce Gass Boxing is in the building.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with you, Bruce Gass? And Richard Paris, I see you in the building. Richard Paris has come into the Discord and really just changed the landscape of the Discord. He and Ill Will have come in and just really changed things, man. I'm so appreciative of their presence in the Discord to even the playing field. I used to have all these Terrence Crawford fans in the Discord trying to jump me and stuff, and now I got reinforcements. So
they jumping me too.
now that I got them reinforcements, man, it's all good. It's all good. All right.
Jason Williams said. He said, I saw someone saying he needs to get a new trainer and fire his dad.
No.
That makes no damn sense.
No.
Nah.
No.
The corner, to your point, Greg, they gave him the energy he needed. They were calm. They didn't even get like I've been out of shape or nothing. They were chill with it, and he was too. It's like he took it as mature, like he took that as a vet. So.
Manolo is in the building. Manolo be trying to get at me in the comment section. Don't think I won't be seeing when you're trying to get at me, Manolo. But it's all good, man. It's all love, baby. It's all love. And Big C Senior in the building say, how do you feel about Blair being at the interview and asking questions at the booth? I think we can answer that once we get to the point where we're talking about that particular fight.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. So anything else you want to cover on that card, or you want to just move on to Boots?
No, but of course, we got to talk about Keyshawn.
I'm being funny. Yeah, man. Yeah, Keyshawn. Let's talk about him. What's going on?
So he was the main event, and he had a business in there. He got to me, Brandon Rios 2.0 out of there, because dude was a human punching bag. He did what he was supposed to do in there. He looked good in it. I like Keyshawn, but he's going a little bit overboard using this fight here last night, Friday night. Like he beat all-time great, and now he's saying that he's ready for everyone else, such as Tank. Not yet. It's levels to it, young bull. Levels to it. You're doing great. Keep ascending first and foremost before you go after Tank, man. It's not you're not there yet.
Yeah. So. So I'm just looking at some of these comment sections. The comments. Jason Williams said, Keyshawn put cheeks in seats, wouldn't you say? So what does that mean, Jason, when he put cheeks in seats? What does that mean? Let's talk about it. So Keyshawn Davis and this is what's so interesting to me, Jay, because people say that we have an issue with anybody associated with a specific fighter, and that's simply not true. Keyshawn Davis is someone who, personally, for me, I didn't really care for, let's say about 4 or 5 fights ago. He has actually grown on me a lot. And the reason why he's grown on me is because of all the trash talk. And honestly, you know this better than anyone. I would say Jason Williams knows this as well. That's what Jason loves to bring it up. Yeah, that's fine, Jason Williams. But what does that have to do with anything in regards to what we're talking about right now?
He trying.
So, and Jason Williams would know this as well, being that he's from Florida. Floridians talk a lot of trash. I mean, we talk trash. I mean, we are trash talkers. And so I'm very appreciative of someone who likes to talk, like to run their mouth, but also Floridians like to back it up too. And that's what I think Keyshawn has demonstrated, at least up to this point. It feels like he's interested in backing it up. So I got love for Keyshawn, man. I enjoy hearing him talk. I enjoy his fights. Lemos, I want to keep this into the proper perspective. Lemos was 25-1, I think, when he fought Keyshawn Davis. Is there anybody on Lemos's resume that is of any note to you, Jason?
Richard Hitchison.
And he lost to him. So there's no one on his resume of any note. He's been fighting at 140. I think he's only fought at 135 since COVID once, outside of the Keyshawn Davis fight. So the guy is not uber talented, and you're bringing him down in weight. Now, we understand that he weighed in 6 pounds over the limit, but that is to be expected by a guy who is truly a 140 pounder. You know, the guy's not going to come in at 135. We all knew this. He was held to a certain weight the morning of the fight, and then all they focused on after the weigh-in and during the live telecast was the fact that the guy came in on fight night weighing 155 pounds. And let me preface my comments again by stating I like Keyshawn. And I kind of like what Top Rank is doing with him, right? Giving him the platform in order to showcase his skills. That's what you do as a promoter. That's just that, you know, that's how you build a fighter. So I don't really have a problem with that, right? They used that 155 pound as a marketing tool so that when he knocked him out, they started to compare his weight to what Keyshawn Davis weighed in on fight day. Keyshawn Davis, he just 135 pounder. 135 pounder just knocked out a guy that's weighing in at 155. He knocked out a super welterweight. What do we think Keyshawn weighed on fight night? Certainly it wasn't 135 pounds. I guarantee you Keyshawn Davis was probably a welterweight. No, there's no probably in it. He was a welterweight on fight night. So let's stop acting as though he did something. Well, I'm not going to say stop acting as though he did something great. It was great marketing what they did. And I don't have a problem with how they're marketing them and making them look like a monster. Man, by all means do that, because that's how the young man's going to make a lot of money. That's what the promoters are going to do to make a lot of money. That's what the matchmakers are there for. But with that being said, just because you look like a monster against Lemos doesn't mean you look like a monster against anybody else. Lemos was slow. Lemos was reckless. And Lemos got caught. It's not something that, you know what I'm saying, like, we didn't expect. Did we not expect that? Yeah. Jason Williams talking about, I'm a hater to the 10th degree. But how? How? And shout out to Boxing Hacker, man. I see you dropped the $2 on a Keyshawn not ready for Tank. Then who is ready? Many other fighters outside of him.
Y'all weren't saying this shit about Keyshawn when he fought Nasir Albright last year. Y'all weren't saying that shit last year. So stop it. Chill.
And if he got into the ring right, here's what it is, and this is the logic behind it. Keyshawn looks good. Maybe there's a chance that this guy could actually clip Tank or catch him with something, and because he looks like he got enough skills to do so. So, man, put him in the ring with Tank now. If he beats Tank, we get to brag on it. If he loses to Tank, we get to make the argument that here we go again. Tank only fought a guy. I mean, Keyshawn only had 12 fights. What you expect? Exactly. So it's a built-in excuse. It's nothing but upside for fight fans who are calling for a fight like this when they don't like Gervonta Davis. It's nothing but upside for their fighter Keyshawn. There's nothing but upside for Keyshawn. He loses. You lost the Tank. Why does it matter?
He got 4 fights.
Right. You were supposed to lose. And we've heard him fall back on that 12 fight thing in the past. So come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Keyshawn? I've seen people here comparing Keyshawn to Frank. Frank had 18 fights and was ranked in the top 5 in 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies when he fought Gervonta Davis, including the one that Gervonta Davis actually has a quote-unquote regular title in. Lamont Roach is 25-1 and a world champion. Like, they're not the same. They're not the same. Like, what are we talking about here? And I like Keyshawn.
And Roach won his first pick. Roach won his first pick.
No, Roach wasn't his first pick. Why isn't Keyshawn focused on somebody like Abdullah Mason? Who's the other guy that he lost to in the amateurs? I'm losing his name right now.
Well, Andy Cruz?
Andy Cruz. Why you ain't talking about Andy? Who Andy Cruz promoter?
Matchroom.
And who Matchroom associated with?
DAZN.
And who DAZN? Well, DAZN, yes, but also Turki Alalshikh, and so is Bob Arum. So why can't they make that fight? Like, why would a guy with 12 fights gets to jump all the way to the line to fight the number 1 face at 135 pounds? Why would we even be suggesting that? But we won't suggest a guy that got 28 fights fight another guy who was a former undisputed champion. He hasn't done anything, but the guy with 12 fights, he has. Hold on, Jay. The guy who's the IBF champion at welterweight today with 28, 29 fights hasn't done enough to earn an opportunity to fight another fighter, yet a guy with 12 fights has. Dude, come on, man.
Crazy the fact that they're making it seem like we don't want to see the fight. Y'all want to talk about y'all the same one saying that, well, Boots ain't ready for Bud yet. He ain't ready for Bud yet. Boots got damn near 30 fights. That we still want to see that fight.
So
this kid got
so hold on. So my guy Jason Williams, man. Jason Williams, you should feel honored because you are one of the few people that I will address without a super chat, right? Greg Scared, protect Tank all costs. Come on, man. Were you saying that when we were talking about Boots and Crawford? And I hate to talk about Terrence Crawford, but I know that this is where this is the kill shot. Because you can't be arguing for Keyshawn with 12 fights to fight Tank, but then argue against Boots fighting Crawford. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? And I know you were arguing.
Just last year, neither, bro. They weren't saying none of this shit just last year. None of this shit was being said last year.
Hey, it's all upside for haters. It's all upside for haters.
Saying like, who is Boots' fault? Who is Keyshawn's fault?
Who is Keyshawn's fault? Who is Keyshawn beat? Pedraza. He beat Pedraza and Lemos. The two best names on this record is Pedraza, who was 35 years old, and Lemos, who ain't done nothing. What?
Come on, man. Come on.
Well, you know what?
Neither Greg or myself has said that the Roach fight is the best fight available, is the best fight out there.
Facts.
That's the number one fight Tank should be doing. We never said that. It's the fight that's available for him to stay busy. Y'all complain about him being inactive. Now he's getting to stay busy fight. You're complaining about that when the other people aren't available. You want to fight Shakur? Shakur hurt his hand. And he went to Eddie, who said, I've been instructed not to make this fight with Tank. T.O. stuck up in litigation with Top Rank. Haney was still drunk from the punches he absorbed earlier this year. So who else was he supposed to go around at 135? And if you notice about Keyshawn Davis, if Top Rank, he said he fights whoever Top Rank puts him in the ring with. Top Rank put out a banner. Who's next for Keyshawn Davis? Greg, did you see Tank name on that?
I saw all in-house fights, and that's what Top Rank does.
Yeah.
That's what Top Rank does. They do in-house fights. They tie their fighter's name to the closest available PBC fighter, right? And then they go and they move in the direction of making another in-house fight. That's what Top Rank does. It's what they've traditionally done. I mean, what are we talking about? It's not new.
We're not saying that Tank should never fight Keyshawn. We're saying Keyshawn, we want to see Keyshawn get more seasons, so this fight is going to be better. So y'all can't use the excuse, well, he only had 12 fights.
Man, I don't care.
He got him when he was green.
If Tank want to fight him, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. So just like when they did with Floyd, when Floyd fought Canelo, Floyd got his credit yanked away saying, oh, Canelo was green, although Canelo had more fights than Floyd. But he's only 23. Floyd was 36. So it's the same, they're going to do the same shit here. Tank fights Keyshawn, stretches Keyshawn. Oh, Keyshawn was he was too young. He got him when he was young. He need to wait till he had more seasoning. Come on, man. You can't have it both ways. Keyshawn is a hell of a prospect. He's looking good against Lemos, which he should have. He did what he's supposed to do. Let's see what he's going to do his next fight. Let's see what it is against Mortala. You know, I want him to fight Tank. I don't think it's good for him right now. I think it'd be better for him. He gets some more season in him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care who Tank's fights. Like all this stuff about we're in the Tank protection program. Jason, you and I were talking about this last night. I think if people really understood the level of attachment we have to fighters, they would understand that it doesn't bother me and it doesn't bother you. Yeah. We don't have the same level of attachment to fighters that you guys have. I know many of you think that you can kind of drop all of these Errol Spence, all these and all that other stuff, and think that that's supposed to be bothering us. It really doesn't. So, yeah, I find them funny. Most times, Jason and I are actually somewhere laughing about it, so it doesn't really bother us at all. So I have no reason to protect Tank. I have no reason to protect any fighter, to be quite honest with you. and I try my absolute best to call it the way that I see it. And there is no reasonable argument why Gervonta Davis should fight Keyshawn Davis. None. Nothing. Nada. There's no one that can make a reasonable argument why. And regardless of who you think is ready or not, who got the opportunity or not, because a lot of people like to pull out Rolly. Rolly was an in-house fight. If Rolly was at top rank, that fight would have never happened. Never. Not because Rolly wasn't dangerous or whatever the case is, just because it didn't make any sense. So you're gonna do what makes sense. In-house fights, and that's what a lot of these promoters do. And let's not act like PBC is the only one that does that, or Top Rank is the only one that does it. They all do it. So let's just keep it real. All right, Jay. We at the 26 mark. We got 90 people in the building, but only 34 likes. Guys, we need you to smash the like button so other people can find this content. And man, you know what? I'm about to get angry because there was a few podcasts that I saw last week, Jay, that had 300 and 400 and 500 people in their live stream, and everybody was smashing the like button. You know what the topics were? YouTube content creation beef. And everybody was tuning in for YouTube content creation beef. YouTube content creators, everybody wanted to run and hit the smash the like button and give and contribute to the channels when YouTubers are beefing with each other instead of talking about the sport. That pissed me off. I'm pissed off right now. Smash the like button, man. We over here talking about real boxing topics. We ain't over here, man, talking about who we about to run up on or do this to or say this about or debate here or who ain't this and who that, and we ain't doing none of that. Smash the like button, fam.
Plus, we grown, man.
Good Lord.
Man. You know, well, we not grown. We house husbands.
Man, Jason talking about some, y'all better start. I ain't beefing with nobody, man. I'm not beefing with no YouTube dudes, man. I mean, how many times we done seen about 3 or 4 YouTube dudes have tried to on the sly start beefs with us? No, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm not doing I ain't got the time to do that. Not
at all. Time of the energy. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy. I'd rather focus on actually boxing. Is what we do.
Yeah, we the house husbands. House husbands don't fight. We love.
We the house husbands of boxing.
Hey man, whoever that dude is, man, what's that dude? I can't remember his name now, but yeah, the house husband. We take the moniker. We love it. He meant it as a diss, and now we love it. We both subscribe to it. We both house husbands.
Exactly. And Jason Williams, yeah, Greg got a bad shoulder, and get it right. I got 2 bad knees.
Yup. Yeah. And we old as hell. Anybody can whoop my ass. I don't care. I'm a house husband. I'm here to look pretty for my wife.
That's it.
Anyway, Jay, what's the next topic? Oh, Slap Happy Gorilla Daddy hit us with a $1.99 Keyshawn versus Dennis Berenchik for the WBOs. Probably next. I agree with that. 2 Cent Boxing is in the building.
I can see that being next. That'd be a good fight for him to get that belt.
What damn Big C Senior talking about damn Greg corny dad? It's not a joke. They called us house husbands. That's what we are.
We didn't make that up.
We didn't make that up. That was given to us. We are house husbands. We accept it.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Jay. What's the next topic? Where we want to go to? We want to go to Boots now.
Let's go to Boots, man. Let's go to Boots.
Let's go to Boots.
Boots. Jaron Boots Ennis, of course, we know he had a fight last night with Karan Chukazan. I probably mispronounced his last name.
Chukazian.
Chukazian.
Yeah. You see, I got that, boy. And y'all know I ain't good with names.
He ain't shit with names. But Boots got the win. You know, it wasn't the performance everyone was expecting. You know, we saw some people had major concerns. Other people were like, well, you know, he just didn't get up for the fight because it wasn't a major fight. He didn't really want this fight and all that stuff there. Me personally, he showed some holes in it. He looked like he didn't look fully focused in that fight. I've never seen him really talking to the crowd or talking to his people in the front row to Bozy. And he wasn't listening to Bozy at all in the corner neither. It's just he seemed off for whatever reason. You know, Karan, he came to fight. You know, the first fight, we know he was running around. This fight here, he actually was coming and pushing Boots back a little bit. He had Boots on the back foot a little bit. So I mean, I was okay with the way he's fighting, but I was concerned with the way Boots was taking a lot of shots that he shouldn't have taken. You know, he rolled with a lot of punches, but he got hit flush with. You know, he got, you know, I know no one used ConcuBox numbers or anything, but supposedly he got hit 250 times or something like that. Compared to the first fight, wasn't even close. So he seemed odd after the fight as well. He seemed unsure as far as after the fight, like, yeah, you know, I don't know, pretty much like he didn't know what it was. Like, was it motivation, whatever? But to me, I'm the mindset. If I gotta fight this dude again, I'm gonna clean his clock. He's gonna get up out of there. I couldn't get him up out of the last time because he ran around. I didn't cut the ring off. This fight here, I'm gonna get him up out of there. He didn't do it. He lived on to get the win. Going to the next fight, he said he might be out having to go to 154, but it wasn't the performance everyone was expecting, and it's some chinks in the armor from what people saw and what everyone said. What's your thoughts on that? Chinks in the armor? This is who Boots is, or he just wasn't motivated to fight? He fought to the level of his competition.
Let me ask y'all something real quick before I go in. This, you know someone named Chris Sain, Sain?
Nah.
Oh, okay, I was just curious. So let me gather my thoughts because I got to be careful here because I want to make sure that I'm articulating the correct message as it relates to Jaron Boots Ennis. I feel that number one, Boots is a great fighter in terms of overall skill set and the attributes that he brings to the ring, Jay. So no issues there. I do believe though that there's something that I can't quite put my finger on it, but this is the second performance in a row where Boots has gotten hit with things that, in my personal opinion, he shouldn't have been hit with. Chris Sain is a day trader. Oh, okay. Well, he subscribed to the channel. I didn't realize that. Because he got like 625,000 subscribers. So I saw him and he got a check mark next to his name, and I was like, I've never seen someone with a check mark next to their name. That's the reason why I asked. But yeah, so Jaron Ennis. So when I look at the performance, again, this is the second straight time, in my personal opinion, that Jaron Ennis has been in the ring and getting hit with some things that he shouldn't have been hit with. Now, again, I'm going to say this, that at the end of the day, it's boxing, you're going to get hit. But it was the type of punches he was getting hit with and how often he was getting hit with the punches, which was what I felt was somewhat concerning. In the David Avanesian fight, we did see that David Avanesian was able to land on Crawford to some degree at a clip that we weren't used to, so we could kind of chop it up to that or chalk it up to that. And then we knew that Boots was somewhat inactive and a bit rusty coming back to the ring. And so, you know, at the end of the day, we could attribute some of the performance against David Avanesian to the inactivity and just he's an awkward fighter. But in this fight, I mean, you shouldn't be as rusty. Chukazian was able to hit you with a straight right. He was able to catch you with a left hook, and he was able to do it regularly. And a jab, and he was able to do it regularly. And there were certain times where Boots would just be in front of him, and I'm like, he's not even in position to actually catch a punch if a punch were to come right now. And so that was the thing that was kind of weird to me, was that he wasn't positioned himself to really catch the punches. And then even when he started to, try to catch the punches, it's like it still wasn't right in the correct place in order to catch the punch. And so I don't know what it is, Jay, but I've heard so many people talk about this, and I've heard Boots say this, and I'm going to perform better once the competition is higher. And Jay, to a certain extent, I understand what a person will mean when they say that, but there's a baseline performance that you got to operate at, right? And that baseline performance should see you being able to defend against a level of opponent that you had in the ring and not get constantly clipped with the same punch against that opponent. And when you get to that opponent that's like to that next level, then all of a sudden you start to pull those other tools out to meet that opponent's abilities and still be able to beat them, right? But to me, I just felt like Boots has been operating below that floor, right? And when you're operating below that floor and you're doing it consistently, I started to become worried about the fact that you're not going to operate at that level once you get to in the ring with somebody who has better abilities. This is where you operate at. And yeah, you may raise your game up to some extent, but it's not going to be up to the level that we would expect if, you know, you were operating at that base floor. So, I mean, I'm struggling with it. Now, is this something that, like, all of a sudden I'm saying Boots just isn't what people think he is? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that he needs to get back into the lab, though, and make sure that everything is tight and that it's where it's supposed to be, and that when he gets in the ring, he's always operating at that base floor of skill that I believe he can operate at consistently and always. But, you know, we saw when he was against lesser competition that he would get caught with some punches, and people said, no, when he get in the ring with better opponents, that won't happen. And now he's in the ring with better opponents and it's still happening. So, I mean, what's going to happen when he's in the ring with like a Vergil Ortiz, you know? So for me personally, he got to do better than what he's doing currently, man. He got to start to operate at that floor and do it consistently and regularly. And we cannot make excuses for it. And it is what it is. And for me, I got to keep the same energy I had for Devin Haney, Jay. And this is what people try. They try to say that we don't do this, but we do. My energy for Devin Haney was there's no excuses for continuously getting hit with the same punch. I've heard people say that, oh, well, Boots needs to move up to 54. I've heard that he was not engaged in the fight. He wasn't interested. Whatever reason you want to use, I don't care. You still got to operate at this base level of skill set, and he hasn't done so, at least in his last two fights. And so I got to argue that there is no excuse for getting caught like that. Again, you're going to get caught with something, but not like that.
Yeah.
And that's my point. Am I being and chat? Am I being fair? I'm asking because, you know, people that say that I'm being, you know, people that are fans of certain fighters, they're gonna be way over here, or way over there. I'm trying to be, because I'm a Boots fan. I like Boots, and I think he can be everything that everybody else think he can be. But I gotta also say what I saw, right?
Yeah, I mean, the film is the film. Nothing we can do about that. Now, Big Herm got a good point. He's like, one issue is that Karan has been in the ring with Boots before, so he knows kind of what to expect. You know,
fair.
That's fair, but you know, it's like you can't sit there and always say that. Well, I fight to the level of my competition, you know, because you can't always turn that switch on every time. And sometimes, some people that say that, it's not that you're fighting to the level of your competition. That's just who you are, as well. That could be a fact as well. You know, so I mean, me personally, if I know my team, we're better than you, I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. I'm gonna get you up out of there. That's just my mentality. I don't like to try to play. You don't play with your food, you know. Like Giannis said when they were playing, before they won the championship, you don't play with your food. Get them up out of there, you know, because it can come back to bite you, you know. But I'm not saying Boots is done over here, you know. But I just want to see what he looks like in his next fight. You know, I want to see him get back in the lab. He said he's going to get back in the lab and start working on things and listen to his corner, because he wasn't doing that as well. And we'll see what he looks like in the next fight. You know, he's talking about possibly going to 154. You know, 154, that's where there's a lot of heat at 154 right now. I like the action there. And your favorite fighter is at 154, who may be licking his chops for the opportunity to fight Boots and Vergil Ortiz.
Boots was also smothering his shots a lot, dog. Like, I was like, dude, back up and give yourself some space. Like, I get that he was grabbing them in certain instances, but part of that was because Boots was kind of just falling in. And he was able to grab him. Like, give yourself some space and punch. Like, I don't know, man. I just didn't. I think Boots, I feel Boots is better than what we saw there. Like, period. He's better than that. And, but he got to start operating at a baseline level of skill that I know he has. So, yeah, he got, you know, that was rough, man. I didn't like that. You and I think When did we get on the phone? We got on the phone at like the second round. Yeah, it was the second round because I called you. I said, man, he is catching Boots with stuff. And we talked for the rest of the fight. And it just, yeah, man. I didn't care for the performance last night. And I think it's fair I think it's fair to address it, but maybe other people might say it's not.
Manolo says Boots did not look great, but to be honest, fighting a guy like Karen is gonna be an ugly fight. He's gonna grab, hold, and run. He can grab, hold, and run, but you can also avoid those punches.
Yes.
Yes. That's the key thing.
Like, I don't have a problem
grabbing him a lot. He was holding him a lot, but that still don't mean you get hit by those punches.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with the fight not looking good. It was the punches that he took. That was the problem for me. Like, there's going to be fighters that you're in the ring with that you can't knock out, that you can't look good against. We all know this. And there's no problem with that. My issue is, man, damn, why did you get caught with, like, man, he got caught with a lot of stuff.
Punches, yeah.
Yeah. Granted, man, it was too much. I mean,
people say, like, he shows he has a chin because he really didn't look fazed by it. But you can't do that against everybody. You can't do that against everybody. And speaking of everybody, Vergil was on there talking about, he entertained because Golden Boys, not Golden Boy, but Oscar was like, hey, let's do a 5v5. Vergil Ortiz versus Boots. And both that said earlier in the interview that said they had sent an offer or whatever to Vergil and them, but they didn't take it. Vergil Ortiz Sr. said, nah, we never got anything. Tell me who you talked to that did that. Same thing with Vergil Jr. Ortiz Jr. said, hey, I'm about it. He pretty much won it. So I mean, that'll be an interesting fight at 154 for him.
Yeah, hold up. Before we go there, I do want to address what Michael Lords is saying. Boots was giving bad advice. Bozy kept telling him to knock out the guy, and Boots was getting frustrated because he couldn't get it done. Fair, I think. Because I did hear them saying, keep going after, get the guy up out of there. And you can't knock everybody out. You simply can't knock everybody out. That just doesn't happen all the time. Some guys you can't knock out. I mean, it just is what it is. Whether it's your style or whatever, you just can't knock them out. Huh?
Both of us telling me, use the jab and keep your hands up. He said, you're getting hit with dumb shit. He kept saying that over and over again. And it just kept happening over and over again. It's almost like Boots just threw anything out, whatever they trained and talked about. He just wanted to do what he wanted to do. Yeah,
maybe. Hey, man, we got 135 people in the building, but only 55 likes. So make sure you smash the like button so other people can find this content. I know we're not talking about YouTube creator content beef. Maybe I need to say something nasty about boxing ego or something. Then maybe everybody will smash the like button. Good Lord, man. Smash the like button so other people can find this content. Because we talk about real boxing content over here, man. We don't do none of that beef stuff. We ain't been beefing. So come mess with us. Not to say that people that do the beef is, I mean, that's their thing. I ain't got nothing. I ain't mad at them. I'm just saying, man. So support us even though we don't. That's all I'm saying. All right, Jay. You want to talk a little bit about Vergil Ortiz, my favorite fighter, Adrian Villarreal. Just hit us. Much love from the City of Angels. Boots is still my guy. Boots my guy too. I just need him to do a little better. Hey man, Jason Williams, don't hit me with no pause. I ain't say nothing pausable. Did I, Jay?
Nah, I mean I don't listen to you sometimes, so I don't know if you did or didn't.
Okay. All right.
Oh no, Jason would say he did.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say I ain't saying nothing but no pause, man. I don't know. Anyway,
but favorite fighter, Vergil Ortiz.
Man, Vergil Ortiz. Yeah, this is gonna be a much more in my opinion, I think, Jaron Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz. Slap Happy Gorilla P Daddy hit us with the $1.99 Ortiz style, tailor made for Boots. Karan moves well. Karan was moving last night. Karan was moving. Chukazian was not moving last night. Listen, I think the fight is more competitive than what I originally thought it was. Now, you know that I love Vergil Ortiz. I like the way he fights. I like his skill set. I like the explosiveness. I like the speed. associated with that style. I like Vergil. I always had Boots winning that fight. I think that fight is a lot closer now.
Yeah, but remember, how good did Vergil look in his last fight?
He looked real good the first few rounds. He did. He got tired, man, trying to knock the guy out.
He got hit with dumb shit too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but he got tired trying to knock the guy out. That's it. Boy, Chuck is tough.
I mean, that'd be an interesting style though. Let's see how they fight. How they match up. That'd be a hell of a nice little style matchup right there.
No, I agree, and it's definitely something that I'd be interested in seeing. Boots versus Vergil Ortiz is a great fight. Vergil Ortiz has already commented on the fight. Basically, somebody on his Twitter account saying that they can't wait till February, and Vergil Ortiz showed a GIF of him signing a piece of paper or hand signed a piece of paper and it set it on fire. So clearly, Vergil Ortiz is feeling confident. My guess is other fighters are probably feeling confident now in seeing Jaron Ennis in this performance and saying, you know what, man, he's a little bit more hittable than what I thought. And if I hit him with that shot, I put him down. You know, Vergil got to be thinking that, right? Like if I'm Vergil Ortiz, I'm like, yo, if I hit him with that punch, I'll put him away. So, you know, it'll be interesting, man. I don't know who to pick right now. I don't know who I would pick. Maybe we need to do a poll. Maybe we need to do a poll. We definitely need to do a poll. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a poll in the chat right now, man, and then I'm gonna post a poll on the actual channel, man.
That's gonna be interesting. The hardest thing though in that is believing what Oscar is talking about. If that stuff is actually gonna happen, you know. He talked about William Zepeda versus Shakur. He talked about Jaime Munguia. Was it versus Pacheco? I'm like, Jaime Munguia ain't even with you. You know, how you talking about him on that? But that'll be a real good fight. You know, Boots, because Ortiz only has one fight at 154, and that was a fight with Bullchuck just a few months ago.
Yeah, man. So, hey, I just dropped the poll in there, man. 2 votes so far. They got Boots winning. We got Boots winning so far. Boots 100% so far. Boots 88% right now. Yeah. They still got Boots. Boots killing it. I thought it might start getting closer. Boots killing it.
Yeah, it looks like Notre Dame versus FSU. Pew 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 pew.
All right. No, it's getting closer now. 68 to 30. Yeah, man. All right, let's keep it going. Jay, I think, man, maybe we should just go ahead and start getting ready to start opening up the phone lines, drop the links in here and everything. Yeah. You know, we had several people, you know, join the channel during the call. AM Sports Media, Jason, we are at 18,400 and hold on, let me look it up. Let me see where we are at.
20K.
We're trying to get there, man. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. A little over 2 years. We've been doing business. We are at 18,441 subscribers. Wow.
20K on the way.
Wow. Amazing. So appreciative.
Damn, Bando, why it gotta be like that, Bando? You come in here with fire, man. Bando talking about salute y'all. I missed but I know y'all on BS. Really, Bando?
The hell are you talking about?
Washington must have lost. That's what happened. Washington must have lost.
Oh yeah, they probably got they probably got tossed up.
Yeah, man. Let's see what is voting at. Okay, 74% Boots, 26% Vergil Ortiz with 40 votes in right now.
Yeah, we gotta
Oscar be saying some crazy stuff, man. I do appreciate his Clapback Thursday. It do be funny though. I give him that. It'd be funny though. It'd be funny at times on that, but I'm hoping he's serious. I'm hoping because Eddie said he's okay with that 5v5. You know, as long if they got Boots and Ortiz and Shakur and Zepeda, that's good enough for me. Those two fights are good enough for me on that card in February. I'll be with that.
Yeah, I see somebody talking about Boots and Abdullah Mason got exposed. Man, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. So, all right, man. So let's go ahead, Jay. My only ask today, guys, can we focus on some current content and not start talking about some old BS that don't nobody really care about? There's certain people that come on here, man, and they hog up airtime talking about BS nobody cares about. We got some things that are currently going on in the sport. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about those things.
Speaking of that, Shakur and Zepeda, they kind of had a little back and forth earlier. You know, they're saying that they were ready. Shakur was the one that said that he wanted to have a tune-up. So they said they would do a tune-up, and then Shakur hurt his hand. Shakur saying he didn't. That wasn't the case. He said he knew Zepeda was having a big, which we all knew. Like, I remember we did a video about it, and I was like, Zepeda ducking Shakur again. Come to find out, he really wasn't ducking Shakur. He just wanted to fight him later on in the year, supposedly. So, I mean, it's interesting, those two going back and forth. I really hope they just fight in February. I just hate the fact that Shakur saying, yeah, I'm coming off of a hand injury or whatever, try to use that almost as an excuse to me.
Somebody guessed that I had to open up the phone lines. What's going on, 470?
What's going on, Greg?
Chilling, man. This Mr. I Respect the Belts.
Yeah, too rich, man. Too rich.
What's going on?
Go ahead and jump in.
What's happening, man?
I can get out. What's going on, man? I just want to get out the way right quick, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, I was on the Blue Live. I think I went on Everything Boxing. And I told him before the fight, I said, Karen left hook, inside of Boots, wide right hook. He hurt Boots. Boots comes back to win. Now, I said this, if you look at my channel, Greg, the first short, you'll see the fight breakdown that I did before the fight. And what I saw, that they made a concerted effort to land. They knew Boots come in wide. He come in too wide with those hooks. And they just timing him. They were just timing him. Left hook on the inside of Boots, wide right hook. If Boots do throw the jab, it takes too much wind up for him to come with the left, shoot you straight right. And I knew they was going to time. I knew they would hurt him. But I also said on Everything Boxing that I said we're going to get to see a meaner Boots, because Boots going to be hurt. The smile going to come off his face, and we're going to get, we're going to get to see a real sharp Boots. Now Boots landed some punches in there. We're going to act like Boots didn't do anything. But yeah, even after the Avanesian fight, I think I said on your channel, I said, bro, these are muscle memory things that he got going on. Head on the line when he pull out, head on the line. He comes in with no jab. And he just tried to move his head side to side. We saw Abdullah Mason do similar thing. Come on the inside with your head and just trying to turn it side to side. That works with the helmet on and 16-ounce gloves, but that's not going to work with 8-ounce gloves. So he has flaws. He doesn't need to go to 154. He's fooled at 154. Stay at 147. Maybe they'll fight you now because they see the vulnerability. I still don't see nobody beating them at 147. But Brian Norman, those short punches with no recoil, he's going to get there faster than Boots. But I don't think nobody at 147 has the power. Boots got a good chin. Clearly, he got a good chin. So I don't think nobody at 147 has the power to take him out. But when he get to 154, man, he can't take those kind of punches, man.
I can't. You ain't lying about
I
that.
argue that.
Yeah, it's like, I like to argue with you, but
yeah. Hey, I did the breakdown on my channel, man. I tried to tell, I said, brother, and I'm gonna tell you something. I said, Karen wanted this fight. He pushed for this fight. I said, because they see the same thing I see. I just knew Karen didn't have enough power. I actually thought Boots would go ahead and get him out of there. But now the next question I'm gonna get out of here is, does Boots really have power? And what I mean by that, when Karen pivoted, Boots' feet was not in the right place for him to land the power. We know he's powerful, but when he was hitting Karen, those was a lot of arm punches. He was not in position to really, really sit on his punches. And that's because of the footwork. So maybe, yeah, Karen has some unique footwork, but it's a copycat league. And if you're other fighters and you're going to look at this tape and just pivot out, get Boots off balance, and, you know, he's susceptible to shots because he leave his head straight up in the air because he fight like he's sparring. But that's all I got, man. I'll be in the chat.
Yeah. I appreciate your call, man. We'll catch up with you.
Okay. All
right. Later. So real quick, we got Boxing Hacker in the building too, but real quick, in response to what Mr. Too Rich said, this is somebody who I know in the area, who I respect in the area. And I just asked a question. I said, Boots versus Brian, November 9th. I heard they were negotiating. 617. Give me 1 second.
What up? FSU, baby.
What's going on? Give me 1 second. I said Boots versus Brian, November 9th. I heard they were negotiating, but didn't know if it was true. And the response I got was go time. I said, man, that's gonna be a good ass fight. That was my response. And the response from this person was, it's really not. And I said, you don't think so? Why not? And his response was, because Boots got y'all fooled. Now that's somebody who I know who is in the boxing community that I'm not going to share their name, but yeah. So
conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, things can you know, these guys don't really feel that, you know, Boots is what some of us think he is. I don't know if that's the case or not. Boots looks like he has all the tools to me, but he just got to make sure that he's operating at that level consistently. That's my point. Walt, what's going on with you?
Yeah, what's going on? My man who just called in, he was right. A lot of the stuff he said about Boots. And the thing that was messing me up, when Boots fights guys that he thinks he can beat, that he knows that don't have a rock hand, he just fights with his hands down. It's like he feels that he's so superior that he can take their shots. So I just don't see Boots fighting Vergil Ortiz that way. If he does, he's going to get hit. He's going to get dropped. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's going to be that dumb, because you could hear his father and them yelling. If you guys see, remember the round he knocked him down? Boots went to the body. Yeah. Karen kept bringing his elbows down because he didn't like it to the body. And then Boots went away from it, and his father and his brother kept yelling at him, go to the body, and Boots shaking his head, no. I'm like, this dude he started making me dislike him last night, because I'm like, he's that full of himself. I'm like, man, I don't care if you at home, whatever, you can't play with your food, and he does that too much. If he does that in big fights, the only food he's going to be playing with is in his sleep. And it's like he needs to stop doing that, because we all see how skilled his brother is. But just like my man said, when you go to 154, if he plays with anybody up there like that, the dude will be Zoo, Vergil, or Zoo, they're going to hit him. And Charles, he can get away with that at 47, because if you look at everybody except 47, except Junior, Junior's the only dude with really a rock punch, because even Stanley Owens don't have that one punch stuff. So to me, like he said, he'll wipe 147, but if he's seriously going to fight Vergil is tailor-made to him. But if he does that dumb shit, he's gonna wake up to some shit. You know, I'm just like, it just the thing with Abdullah Mason, that was just he was just dumb, because he was feeling the same way. And then he's fighting a dude with a brick hand and jumping in. I was like, what's going on this weekend? You know, it's like it threw me off, man, because you could tell by the second round that Boots already knew the dude couldn't hurt him. Then I'm like, he can make it easier. If Boots had just straight up went to the body and kept going there, it was gonna open up the head, because the dude kept dropping them elbows, and he would have got him out of there. Because you seen how quick that dude went to the knee for the body. But he's looking around the Philly crowd, looking out at people and everything. He was more worried about looking good than winning the fight, because he could have been devastating in that fight. He don't have the devastating one-shot stuff like Tank, but the way he accumulates punches, you're not going to last 3 of his shots. And he wouldn't put them together like that. He was headhunting. on a guy who has a good chin. It frustrates me because we all see the talent that dude got, right? So it's just
that's the frustrating thing about it.
But I just want to say this one thing: people, please pump the brakes on. If what's that boy's name? Keyshawn fights Tank. Tank ain't gonna come in there throwing punches all wild and everything like that. What Lemons did. I got dudes at my job saying, "Oh, look what he did to him." Come on. And Keyshawn, Keyshawn's a bad dude. But to me, I think he should fight a couple more fights. I would like to see him fight Muratalla or somebody else, somebody with skill, because I haven't seen him fight anybody with real good footwork and brick hands with skill yet. Because Lemons can throw punches, but he fights he was tripping over himself throwing punches. And y'all seen that. It's like, I'm not saying, Keyshawn can fight, but I'm saying I want to see Keyshawn fight. That's why I wanted to see him fight Frank Martin, because at least Frank Martin got good footwork with some pop. And I think Keyshawn will beat Frank Martin, but I want to see him in there with somebody like that before they throw him to the wolves, because I think Muratalla is going to give him trouble, because Muratalla doesn't throw a punch and be standing way out of place, man. When he throws a punch, he's right back. He has good defensive responsibility. So it's like, I don't think Top Rank will put them two together because they're trying to get both of them belts, and then make them fight. But I still have to see Keyshawn get in there with it. Keyshawn looks beautiful. But I got to see the brother in there with somebody who's going to because remember that one fight where he fought a dude who had a little bit of defense and offense? He rocked him. And it's like, I got to see him with somebody in there, a top dude like that, before they throw him to the food, man. Because it's like Shakur doesn't have that pop, but somebody like De Los Santos with that recoil, or to me, before he fights Tank, he should fight De Los Santos, Frank Martin, or Muratalla. Because people sleep on Tank so much, man. It's just, to me, it's like it's the thing I have the most problem with in boxing. It's like that they hate for Floyd or whatever it is with Tank, that they shit on this dude. Like, you had Bradley on the show. Now he out there saying Tank don't want to fight anybody, like Tank didn't try to fight Loma. It's like they're going over that stuff. So I just, I agree with y'all on Boots, man. If he don't get his head in the game and start listening to his dad and them and just stay focused, and if he keeps trying to showboat and all that talent we all see, it's gonna, because once he gets an L, he's gonna, the way the game is now, he's lost. So he better straighten up, man. And
I agree.
Jason, man, you talking all that shit. Y'all lost yesterday too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lost yesterday too.
9-1, no, not 1-9.
We didn't play yesterday. I didn't see us play. Did you see us play, Greg?
Listen. I watched the whole game.
You're right. Y'all didn't play.
Yeah,
y'all lost yesterday too, man. Like, that's the only. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only happy thing I had in this whole college football year.
Listen.
The whole state of Florida lost yesterday. Every team in Florida lost yesterday.
Well, let me ask you a question. Well, do you believe that Miami is gonna win the national championship this year?
If Miami had a defense, I did, because their offense is straight up legit. They got some boys over there.
But do you think they're gonna win? But do you think they're gonna win?
They ain't beat no SEC team, dude.
Okay. So then at the end of the year, we all in the same boat. Okay, so then at the end of the year, we all in the same boat. None of us won the championship.
Really, Miami should have 3 losses, man. Greg know that. Jason know that. That Duke game and that California game, he was sweating like a baby. He probably had to take a day off.
I'm using the same logic your ass used last year when we didn't win, motherfucker. Yep. When y'all was losing. So now, we were undefeated last year. So now, so when we didn't win, no. When we didn't win, when we didn't win the championship, you told me that, hey, we all in the same boat. You didn't win, we didn't win. So y'all ain't winning. Same boat. 1-9, 9-1. It's all the same shit.
Y'all be the recruits. Get a recruiting class. Get something. Shit. Score a touchdown.
But Greg, Jason and Ben got us both, because they both got more wins than us. So we can't talk shit to Jason, or we can't talk shit to Ben.
No. I talk shit.
I ain't talking shit to you, because y'all got more wins than us, brother.
No. I talk shit. I talk shit who I want to.
College football, man.
I talk shit to
mean,
whoever I
I'm
want to.
realistic with it, man.
I'm realistic too. All right, man. Talk to you later, Walt.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Walt.
I'm gonna talk to whoever the goddamn hell I want to. Hey, Boxing Hacker, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing well, man. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, man. Hey, so I have a little bit of a different take on the whole Boots and Karen situation, right?
Man, hit me.
I think Boots did a good job. I think what people neglect to see is that Karen is actually pretty good. You know, I feel like sometimes we look at like certain fighters to be like, okay, he should be able to watch this guy, but we forget that even the unnamed fighters be training their asses off. Even the unnamed fighters, you know, are improving constantly. You know, we might not know them, you know, but they too are also improving. For him to be Bruce's mandatory, I mean, it means that he moved up the ranks in the division, you know. And I think when you look at his style, you know, and I've been saying the Soviet Union style has been winning, you know, this year, you know, whether it's like in the Olympics, whether it's, you know, just in pro boxing. I think the Soviet Union style is always
whether it's the WBA title at 154, the Soviet style has truly been winning, even if they don't get the decision. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's truly been like it's a very complicated style. Like their style of boxing is different than American style, even from the body mechanics and everything, you know. And I think we neglect to see the complexity in that style. You know, like it's hard for us to, when it comes to the American fighter, it's always hard for us to like measure distance when fighting people of that style. You know, like it took Terrence Crawford, who's a master boxer, a long time to figure out Madrimov, to the point where he had to just wait for him to come in. You know, and I think that was twofold. The other half of the problem was that I think Boots and his team didn't think the switcheroo was going to happen. They didn't think that Karen was going to come back a totally different person. Because the Karen yesterday is entirely different from the Karen from before.
Facts.
You know, I bet you in Boots' camp, they were teaching him how to cut the ring. You know, he's every move, he has to cut the ring, you know. They were focusing on just how to make sure you close the distance. They never expected it. So that thing probably threw their game plan all the way off. You know. So yeah, so when it comes to that, I feel like people should, you know, at the end of the day, we might look at fighters and we might say like, oh, he should steamroll this person, steamroll that person. But you really have to watch the other fighter, because it may not be what you think. It may just be the other fighter is just that good. I mean, Boots can knock him out in 2 fights.
So let me respond to that, because I hear what you're saying, and I don't think that Karan is a bad fighter. My issue is not with the difficulties that he had with Karan. That has no bearing on it for me whatsoever. My issue is that you kept getting hit with the same punch over and over, and the body language and some of the positioning just suggested to me that, I don't know, maybe you're overconfident. I don't know what it was, but that was the concerning part for me. Not that he had a tough time with Karan. Jay, you know this. Before the fight even happened, I was basically saying it was going to be a tough fight. I didn't think it was going to be an easy fight for Boots. So it doesn't have anything to do with that. My concern was that he kept getting hit, man. And he was like, his chin was right there. A lot of times when he was trying to catch, he was still getting hit. That was more my concern, bro. Not necessarily, you know, having a rough time with a guy that's a tough fighter.
You'll always see that, though, because when you think about it, boxers train with patterns, right? So at the end of the day, like, when people say making adjustments dynamically in the ring is actually really hard, because you're so used to a certain pattern or different types of patterns, you know. So like when you see people spar, you just see people sparring, you see like something work on one person a lot, you know, because the other person just used to a pattern of fighting. So I think it's the same thing with Boots. Like, I'm sure he did so many things with repetition that he just had those openings, and Karen was able to maximize off it. Now, I do think somebody like Ortiz, a totally opposite size style, I think Boots will wash him. I think a harder fight for Boots, I don't know if people are going to believe it or not, I think Madrimov will be a hard fight for Boots. I think Madrimov is the perfection of Karen.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's more of a complicated style. Yeah, go ahead.
No, and I was going I don't know who this is talking about some Jaron House slippers. Hey, we got Band up in the building too. Band up, what's going on with your fam? And we got
what's good?
What you got? What you got,
man?
What you got, Bando?
What's good with you, gang?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off.
What's good with you, gang?
I have one more thing. I'm gonna jump off. Okay.
Oh, okay, hold on, Bando. Let's let Boxing Hacker finish up.
When it comes to the whole Keyshawn Davis thing, right?
Yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, I don't believe in this. If you reach a certain rank, if you're ranked for like contention, why not? Why not get those big fights? Why not get a tank fight? You know, people are always saying, "Oh, he needs more fights." When you look at these people, they say they need more fight. They've literally been trained their whole lives, so they're not gonna do like a 180 and change. You know, if Tank could beat him before, maybe there's a good chance he's gonna beat him in the future. You know, so at the end of the day, let's see it. You know, he at the end of the day, Keyshawn reached a level where he can challenge for titles. So why are we saying, "Oh, he's not ready" or "This person's not ready"? Or
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
There's a couple of questions that I want to ask you in regards to that. So number one, so let's say Tank takes a fight. Now you know the argument has been, because I'm pretty sure you've seen that little GIF or graphic that's out there. Tank has never beaten a fighter that was a top pound for pound fighter, has never beaten a world champion, has never beaten all that craziness that they put out there, right? Then he takes Keyshawn, wipes him, washes him. Then what are you gonna say? Are you gonna give him full credit for that fight as though he beat somebody like Devin Haney?
Nope.
He wins. He beat Frank Martin. I give him full credit. At the end of the day, if Tank is not gonna fight a Shakur Stevenson, or I don't know if Lomachenko retired or not, or Lomachenko, if he's not fighting those guys or the other person with a belt,
he tried to fight Lomachenko.
Yeah, but if he's not going to, why not fight Keyshawn? I'd rather see a Keyshawn that's in his division, in contention,
that's
than
top
a Lamar Roach that's a 130.
Can I ask another question?
Convince me that he deserves it over 135 pounder.
So you answer my question. You answer my first question, right? Which is fair, right? Yeah. You said you're going to give him full credit for that, okay?
Yeah.
So that's number one. Boxing Hacker, let me say this. Boxing Hacker, I hated your guts when I first met you, but you've grown on me. You've grown on me a lot. Okay. Let me ask you this question, though. So you say, why not Tank, right?
Yeah.
Why not Shakur Stevenson? He ranked number 3 in the WBC.
So the thing about them, they already said that they're
fuck that. I don't want to hear nothing about their friends. They ain't related. They need to fight. They need to fight. No, they need to fight. Well, you know what? He Tank homeboy too. Tank really likes him a lot.
I would say this: if it comes to a point where they're holding up the division, then one of them should move up or something. But at the end of the day, like it's like two brothers fighting in the same division at this point.
Are they brothers?
That's how they carry themselves.
Well, Tank likes
more than blood.
Man, Tank likes Shakur a lot, man, and Keyshawn. He really likes. They got the same last names. It's like they probably cousins. He don't want to fight his cousin.
Nah, man, come on,
man.
You're gonna throw a story where he said he was in the hospital, the mental hospital, and then Shakur was the only person to visit him. When you look at it from his perspective, I don't think he can bring himself to fight somebody like Shakur.
Man, the only reason Shakur no. The only reason Shakur did that because he didn't want to fight him in the future.
No, remember Keyshawn said he was in the hospital. Like,
yeah, I know. He showed up. He like, hey man, if I go over here and show up and beat this man frame, maybe he won't want to fight me in the future.
You know, before pros.
He got some power. I don't want to fight him.
I don't want to fight him. So he got.
I think Keyshawn will fight anybody else. He said he fight Richards and Hitchens. It looks like anybody else but Shakur.
Hey, listen.
Hey man, I'm not trying to hear none of that, dog. Like you ranked number 3 in the WBC, bruh. Once Shakur fights William Zepeda, I expect to see Keyshawn versus Shakur. Period. Y'all ain't blood. What? Y'all ain't related.
What?
They're not related. They're not related. I'm not hearing that. They're not related.
Wait, hold up. You don't want to see Keyshawn versus Tank, but you want to see him versus Shakur. Why?
Exactly.
Hold up, but why? Hold up. Can I ask you a question? Well, why don't you want to see Shakur versus Keyshawn?
Because I told you they have family ties. So
and are they related? Are they related?
They're coming from the same side.
Are they related?
Sometimes it's more than blood, man. I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes.
Hey, listen. Tank Davis and Keyshawn Davis got the same last name. They probably cousins. They from the same damn area. They probably long lost cousins. Tank don't want to fight that man. They got the same last name, man. He don't want to do that, man. He likes Keyshawn a lot. No, man, because I don't want to listen. If you have true blood brothers or cousins, I understand not fighting each other. All that other shit, I don't want to hear, because anybody can start making these fake ass or these relationships that now you can't fight each other. No, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
It's not to hold up the division that one of them should move up or move. Or one
No, I ain't trying to hear no that hold up the division, any of that other stuff. No. Then why even tell the WBC to drop you out of the rankings? Then why have you ranked? You ranked number 3.
Yeah, just go to a different weight class. One of them can move to 140.
Just drop out of the rank. Just drop out of the rankings. Keyshawn should tell the WBC that he shouldn't be ranked.
Why? No, he'll just
push come to shove, they'll fight each other.
What I'm saying is this, right? Like,
my opinion.
Keyshawn 10 can fight. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where this whole theory of like, oh, he's not ready. He needs a few more fights. Keyshawn has been boxing damn near his whole life. The brother.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
You know,
yeah, I mean that's
lost their whole life pretty much.
That's amazing. That's amazing that he's been fighting his whole career.
If can fight Frank Martin, why can't he fight Keyshawn?
Hey man,
I got a question for Greg.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I do quick question, Greg?
Yeah.
Who wins? Keyshawn or Rolly?
I got Rolly.
What? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm logging off.
Come on, bro. It's all right. No, I got some heat for you, Greg.
Oh man,
I got some heat for you. You got some questions to answer.
Yeah, I'm answering anybody questions who got them.
All right, so I got a question for you. I got a question, right?
Yeah.
Say Boots moves up, right? Well, what we just seen.
Hold up, we transitioning from Keyshawn? We transitioning from Keyshawn?
Oh yeah, we can transition from Keyshawn.
Hey guys,
Okay.
Y'all have a good talk, okay?
All right, Boxing Hacker.
Salute to you guys.
Appreciate you, Boxing Hacker.
Salute, man. Salute.
So I got a question, Jason and Greg.
Yep.
Who wins, Charlo or Boots?
Which version of Charlo are you talking about?
Oh, Charlo coming back and on the same Charlo that fought Brian Castano, not the one that fought Nello. That's the question I got for you, because he's talking about moving up. It ain't only Bud. You got Castano to deal with. You got Charlo to deal with. You got Bud to deal with. There's a lot of stuff.
Hey man, after last night, I think Charlo.
Charlo.
Yeah, I think after last night.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, if Boots don't tighten up them deficiencies, I don't see him getting past even Majimov or Murtavila, whatever his name.
Like he just got like he just got hit too much, man. If somebody with more pop hit him like that, man, like dog, that ain't gonna work.
And even a Brian Castano had Charlo on the ropes and hit him with something that almost put his lights out.
Yeah.
In the first one.
What's glaring, what's concerning more than anything is the fact that Boots, he was getting caught a lot coming in while throwing. Cameron was counting him like something mean, and not only that, Boots keep his head in the line too much. You know, it's like you getting caught with these punches, but like later with his head up. That's very concerning. I mean, they can chalk it off as okay. I'm not stepping up to the competition or this and that, but like, bro, you're supposed to step on those type of competition, especially at home. You don't have to get the knockout. You don't have to go for the knockout, but you could have, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to step on competition. They ain't supposed to be touching you like that. He should have embarrassed him the whole 12th round. Did him like he did what's old boy, man? The previous, not the last fight, but the fight before that. You're supposed to do him like that, but again, it just comes to. I think Boots he has a lot of deficiencies. That's playing itself out more and more. I guess he steps up into competition. Somebody who actually move around. Somebody who's actually more crafty.
Hey, so real quick, I want to respond to what you had said, but I want to respond to somebody. It just caught my eye in the chat. Dewan T said, Greg. Want Stevenson and Keyshawn to fight each other so they can take each other out because both threats to Tank. Don't everybody do that? Yeah, I want them to take each other out. You damn right. But I just want to take the fight. I want to take the fight Shakur, because when Tank fights Shakur and beat him, then what y'all gonna say? But anyway, man, I disagree to a certain extent with my man who was just talking. I don't know if he didn't drop. Hold on, let me see. No, you still there. I don't necessarily. I disagree with what you're saying in regards to just because certain fighters got styles that you're not gonna dominate. Like that's not my issue with Boots. Like if Boots had chopped the amount of times that he had got hit clean in half, dude, no problem. Like I would probably be giving him a A+. Honestly, it was how many times he got hit and he wasn't able to catch the punch was my issue. Not that he didn't dominate him. I don't care about that. I never thought he was going to dominate Karen to begin with. I didn't think he was going to dominate him to begin with. So that was my thing. Why? Some fighters.
If you that next best thing, it's incumbent on you. You know what I'm saying, to mop up competition like that.
Can I ask you a question?
If we don't take Eddie's word for, he's a C minus level fighter.
Can I ask you a question?
Like, yes, sir.
Are you a Terrence Crawford fan?
Of course, man. This is NHA, man. I'm just over there trolling up the
this NHA. Okay. I got you. So would you say that Terrence Crawford is not an A+ fighter because he had problems with Madrimov?
Madrimov is not a C level fighter.
Oh, not Madrimov after 11 fights. He's just an A-class nigga. What are we talking about, man? This dude had a draw already. Come on, man. Listen, Terrence Crawford. Hold on. Real quick, NHA. Terrence Crawford is still the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport, regardless of his performance against Madrimov. Because sometimes it's just about styles. That's it. And Madrimov is not an A-class fighter, but Terrence Crawford had challenges with him. And that doesn't mean that Terrence Crawford is not a great fighter. He is. Similarly, that doesn't mean that Jaron Ennis needs to dominate. Terrence Crawford didn't dominate. Jaron Ennis didn't dominate. Neither one of these opponents were A-class fighters. I don't care. You're not going to make Madrimov an A-class fighter out of the blue now. No, he's not. So it's fine to have a performance like that. And that's what, NHA 2, I'm sorry. Before you respond to me, because Jay, I meant to do this. I got to go on a quick rant because it just popped in my mind. I'm sorry, NHA. I'm going to bring it right back to you after I finish this. I got to say this, and maybe this won't sound nice, but Fight Hype be on some real bullshit, man. Fight Hype is a bullshit channel, man. Last night, during that press conference, well, let me back up. Terrence Crawford posted a tweet that I felt was respectful, and a tweet where he was really showing a young bull love. And I saluted him, and Jason saluted him as a part of the interview that we did last night. Fight Hype asked Jaron Ennis yesterday as a part of the post-fight press conference, asked him about the tweet, and basically said, do you have any response to it? Terrence Crawford tweeted, and it was somewhat cryptic. Jaron Ennis didn't respond to it, and then they said, whoever the guy was that was asking the question made a comment and said something to the effect of, he said that it only takes one time to slip up. Not mentioning the other piece of what Terrence Crawford said, intentionally leaving out a part of the message to invoke a response from Jaron Ennis so that you could take it back and post it on your channel. That's whole shit, man. That's whole shit. And that's not what was said there. So I got to say that pissed me off. And I told Jason I was going to say something about it. I was going to go off on a rant on this. I thought that was some complete whole shit that they did last night. And not things that they should do, but that's just my opinion. Now, go ahead.
Now, what I was gonna say is, Madrimov is not an A-level fighter, but he proved not only by his pedigree that he's levels above a Karen. I'm not saying Boost needs to perform. You know, he needs to step on competition every time he goes up, especially when the competition level is raised. We can't compare Bud moving up his first division, moving up in weight and eking out a win. I thought Bud was in control the whole damn near the whole fight. We can't compare to that to Boost performance versus an opponent he already faced the first time.
Madrimov versus
y'all was complaining, not you. But Boots and his team and his fanboys, they'll complain. Well, the main reason Cameron was just running the whole time. What Cameron didn't run this time? He's still right in there, and you still struggle with him. You just get caught. And I like Boots. I love Boots. I think Boots is the goods. But I think one of his major problems is he's got to learn how to tune out the distractions. And like in the ring and outside the ring. Tune out the fanboys. Tune out, you know what I'm saying, the yes men in that gym. Tune out the media in that gym. It's like, because if all you keep hearing, oh, I'm the goods, I'm the shits, you could stop anybody. Actually, I don't even need to see the fight because I know you could beat this person. You could beat them. What you know what I'm saying? What incentive do you have to, you know what I'm saying, to keep perfecting your craft? Like he had a sloppy performance based off like just lack of fundamentals.
Man,
you should not be getting caught like that, man.
I think you're saying some real shit now. Like, well, the first few sentences that you said about Madrimov, all that was bullshit. But like what you saying now, I think that's some. But I think what you're saying about the potential for yes men. I've never been in that gym. I don't know, but there's always potential for that, right? And if someone is in the gym behaving in that manner and saying you this, you that, you this, and you that, and because of that, you have an elevated sense of who you are and what you are, then that can actually hurt you more than it can help you, right? So I think that's a legitimate like question. I'm not saying that that's occurring. I don't know, but that could be a legitimate concern. So I think that's a great way to put it. But real quick, I gotta give some love. Shout out to my boo La Jessica. She is in the building. La Jessica is in the building. Hey boo. All right, go ahead. Hey, go ahead, man. Go ahead, NHA2. I'm just having some fun.
I hate this guy.
Oh, no, you good, man.
Go ahead, man.
How is Keyshawn not ready? But Madrimov is ready for Bud, and Boots is supposed to be ready for the top competition. But we got my man's. Keyshawn ain't ready for Tank. I just got that question.
Who said Madrimov was ready? He had 11 fights.
I just want to clear that up.
I mean,
what did you clear up?
How many fights Loma had before you got his first title fight? You can't say Madrimov had about 400 amateur fights. Y'all keep dismissing that like that's nothing. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That means something, especially them Eastern Bloc fighters. That man's a decorated fighter. And I'm not going to act like he didn't give Bud, some type of problems. Because Bud had to adjust to them things. He had to adjust to awkwardness. So I give Madrimov and that other boy that beat the dog shit out of fucking Tinzu.
So regarding Keyshawn has 12 fights, and he let us know how many fights he had almost after every fight and before every fight. I only got 10 fights. I only got 9 fights. He kept saying that. Name someone on his resume that gives you an idea that he thinks he could be in a ring with Tank right now. If you're such a prisoner of the moment from the fight on Friday night when he fought a guy that was a human punching bag and trying to make you think that's what Tank is, it's a different level on that. I want to see Tank and Keyshawn fight, yes. Not just yet. I want Keyshawn to have more seasons so when they do fight, you can't say, well, Keyshawn was inexperienced. I don't want you to be able to use that excuse.
I hear you on that, Jason. That's kind of the way I feel about it, man. It's like I don't see like the same way, Crawford fans said that, Crawford wasn't going to get credit for Boots and that I was going to come on the channel correctly so and say that Boots was too young to fight him if he loses. Similarly, I know that Tank detractors are going to say the same thing, like he wasn't ready to fight Tank. So for me, man, like to me personally, Tank needs one more. Tank should take whatever fight he's going to take, and then let's see, we got Jasper in the building. Hold on, let me get you unmuted, Jasper. But to me, after this next fight, Tank should be looking at like Shakur, like to me, and then after that, man, we got to stop with all the craziness, man. Like once he beats up Lil Shakur, then we got to stop with all the crazy.
I got a question for you, brother.
Yeah, shoot.
Okay. From your criteria standpoint, what makes an A-class fighter? Because I heard you mention that Madronov is not an A-class fighter, and if you were to pick a class, what class would you put him at? Those are 2 questions.
Yeah, so when I think about A-class fighters, number one is it's going to be what you've accomplished, and then secondly is going to be the eye test, right? So it's your style, it's your ability to counterpunch, it's your speed. And when I see an A-class fighter to me has some combination of tools that are unique and put them at the upper echelon of the sport. So you may have the ability to walk a fighter down, and you may have speed with it, or walk a fighter down in power. You may be a skillful fighter with power. You just may be a skillful fighter and super defensive and have those skills. So to me, an A-class fighter is going to be Gervonta Davis. It's going to be Shakur Stevenson. It's going to be Devin Haney. It's going to be, of course, Bud. That's going to be an A-class fighter. So those are A-class fighters. You can see those skill sets. You know what I mean?
Okay, I follow you. So when you have a situation where you don't have individuals that are popular, how do you determine an A-class fighter then?
Because eye test.
Or fighter. Okay, eye test. So you mentioned what the person has accomplished, decorations or whatever, right? So
Bud is a classic example.
I'm sorry. Okay, so do you consider Majonov's amateur pedigree
No.
worthy?
No,
do you also consider? You don't look at that?
No, I don't look at amateur. I don't look at what you've done in the pros.
Okay. So do you look at the fact that he was a champion, even though he had 11 fights?
Yes.
Okay. So based on that criteria, where would you place Majonov as far as, I guess, from an A to B, C, D, or F?
I would put him at like a B. And here's why. And let me say this. Here's why. Because you can have titles, and this is why I look at a multitude of different things. We all know that we have specific sanctioning bodies that are tied to specific promotional entities. And just because someone has a title doesn't mean that they're a really good fighter. Like, we've seen that in the past, right? Like, I always use William Joppy as an example. Do you know who William Joppy is?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay, William Joppy had a title, and I'm like, William Joppy was not it. Like, he simply was not it. But he had a title, and nobody would think that he's a great fighter. So, those are my things. So it's like, okay, yeah, you got a title, but who did you beat? What skill set have you displayed? Those are like all the things that I look at. And I think Madrimov is a good fighter. I also think Karen is a good fighter. I think they're both good fighters. So. But I don't think either one of them are A-class fighters. Like, and when you say like popularity, like I've had Terrence Crawford as a top pound for pound fighter, like since he was like at 140, and he's never been. That ninja ain't popular today. So those are my things. Like, you got to have like certain criteria, and there are certain fighters that meet it, and certain fighters that don't.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, what's good with y'all, man? Salute.
Man, what's happening? So,
this JD.
Who is it? JD, what's going on, JD?
Hey, man, I'm trying to be super patient with the blasphemy I'm hearing, man.
Like, what do we do?
What? It ain't you. It's the fucking Bud fans, bro. Like, I really don't understand it.
Understood.
How is it possible for y'all to tell me that Karen is a B- fighter and you disappointed in Boots' performance and blah, blah, blah. But this nigga, Bud Crawford, had a competitive fight with Madrimov. Mind you, Madrimov has less fights than Karen and was competitive with Bud too. As a matter of fact, Bud got hit the same amount of times that Boots did last night, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? Like,
that's a fair argument, guys. That's a fair argument.
Are we having this? Are we watching the same shit? Like
you do realize they're in a different class, right?
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Power don't translate.
Fighter. It does not matter what class they're in.
Yes, I'm gonna prove it to you why it matters.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
So if that's the case,
hold on. Bando, you go. Let him go first, and then you come back. Bando.
So if that's the case, why are y'all bringing up Madrimov to begin with? Talking about Boots, I don't understand. if we're going by your logic, what is the point of you bringing up Madrimov and Bud in the first place?
We didn't bring him up. Greg did.
You know
Keep
why
up.
we're bringing it up?
I don't
You know why we're bringing it
All
up?
right, so stop saying we brought him up then. Keep up.
Wait, look. Hey, look, bro. I ain't like, you know what I mean? Y'all gotta be quiet while I'm talking, bro. I know you emotional and all that because you Badussi fans, but y'all gonna have to get that in check, my boy.
We're just trying to correct the bullshit.
Calm down, bro. He got a baby mother.
Just trying to correct the bullshit.
Relax. He don't want to date you. Relax. Anyway, y'all complain about competition level and shit like that, but we not comparing. Literally, we can compare Bud Crawford and Boots. You know why? Because they're both ambidextrous and they're both undefeated. Nobody wants to fight them, right? And they're fighting the same level of competition, bro. So don't ask me why am I bringing it up, nigga. Why are you bringing it up?
Sounds dumb and crazy. If you think it's fighting the same level of competition,
bro, you cannot be with this cap, bro. You said we're facing the same level of competition.
He's an
Look at
emotional.
Bud's last
He's
four
an
fights,
emotional Spence
Look
fan.
at Bud's last four fights.
Did you know Bud
Look at
Jamal
Bud's
before
last
Bud
four
fought him?
fights and compare
Hold
Did
on.
you know who
That is not
Madrimov
the
was
same.
before Bud fought him?
So
Yes or no? Wait, hold on,
So,
Brad.
hold on.
Let him answer this real quick. Did you
go
know
ahead.
who Madrimov was
Hey,
before Bud fought him?
Madrimov got another
Did
one. He
you
beat
know
Brian Mendoza,
who
who knocked the
Madrimov
shit out of
was
fucking Lubin. Yep.
Before Bud Crawford
Yes,
fought him?
I'm not a casual like you.
Champion. Yes, because
Yes,
he's
I'm
the
not a
champion.
casual like you.
So he's emotional. So
We're not casuals like
So
you.
you knew that. All right. So you knew who Karen was before Boots fought him.
Nope.
But
Nah, I
you knew
didn't
who
know.
Madrimov was
Don't care
before
to know
Bud
Karen.
fought him.
Karen didn't have a belt.
Absolutely.
Madrimov did.
Absolutely. He beat
Don't
Mendoza.
lie like this, bro. Are you
Hey,
that
hold on. Real quick. Hold on, guys. Real quick. What was the question of? Because somebody just mentioned Brian Mendoza. What was that statement?
Brian Mendoza, who knocked the shit out of Lubin. Y'all forgetting?
What about
not Lubin? Fundora.
bro?
Yeah, Fundora.
Are we forgetting that?
Oh, okay, but what is that? Hold on, guys. What does that have to do with Madrimov?
Because he's asking, did I know?
They
do
never
we know
fought.
who
What the fuck
Madrimov
are you
was?
talking about? They never fought.
They never fought. So that's what I'm not understanding when you keep talking about Brian Mendoza. They didn't fight.
They fought. They sparred. I mean, that's how I know. That's how I know about Madrimov.
Oh, okay, sparring. Okay, they didn't fight.
Right.
That was what
Mendoza
threw
and
me
Madrimov
off.
that fight?
No, they never fought. They never fought.
These niggas don't even know who fighting who, bro. Y'all arguing.
Hey man, listen. Y'all didn't know who Madrimov was. Let's keep it real.
Y'all didn't know who
Nobody knew who he was, bro. Nobody knew who he was, bro.
I knew who he was, and I knew Charlo ducked him.
Oh,
Charlo ducked it. Charlo ducked everybody apparently.
The undisputed champion duck Madrimov.
First it was Tim Zoo, now it's Madrimov. Come on, guys.
Man. I wanted to prove that point. I'm gonna see y'all, man. Y'all be good.
All right, JD. Later. Oh man, boy. All right. So, Band Up, you wanted to say something, man. Oh man, this. I feel like this is the only channel that you have Terrence Crawford fans, Errol Spence fans, Jaron Ennis fans, and they come on here, boy, and they go at it, man. And I just feel like it's great. Go ahead, Band Up. What were you about to say? You were about to say something. I think you were about to get cooked, but go ahead.
Hey, yo. Nah, for sure on what you just said. Hey, as far as you know what I mean, everybody coming in here to really, you know what I mean? Hey, this is the most diverse channel. And I be on Blues, I be on Marty's. This is the most diverse.
I appreciate that, man.
So
we appreciate that for real.
No, what this dude talking about this dude talking about some damn Bud fighting the same level of competition as Boots. And then talk about some damn, he was getting hit. Bro, talking about the power don't matter. What are you talking about? Powers, if anything, that's the most thing. Moving up a weight class, doing these things in weight class. Bud literally just knocked the fuck out of everybody at 147. Goes up to 154 and didn't get it done. But he gonna sit here and tell me that the power don't matter.
No, I think power matter.
That's what I was getting at. And his last four competition ain't nothing like Bud's last four competition.
Yeah. No. Yeah, the competition thing. Yeah, I was gonna speak to that. I think what he was saying was Madrimov versus Kyron. Because there's no comparison if you just look at like the last 4 or 5 opponents. Like Crawford's competition has been better because it includes like Porter and Spence and Madrimov. So yeah, it's going to be better competition for Crawford than it is Booz, for sure. Like that's not really debatable.
Well, I think though, even though you don't use Madrimov's amateur career like he's a gold medal, like I think that's kind of unfair because those things matter though. Because I get what you're saying, but I think that we have to be very clear about what we're looking at because Madrimov is not only a person who was successful in the amateurs, he's also successful to a degree in the pros, opposed to the old narrative of like being great in the amateurs and sucking in the pros. So Madrimov by a long shot, and then when you get to learn about Madrimov, even if you never knew about Madrimov, that's fine. But believe people got to know Madrimov. When you realize that Madrimov was a sparring partner for Bivol to get Bivol prepared for Canelo, these things matter though. They matter.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So, and I don't disagree. So I discount the amateur stuff. I just do like it. I saw David Reed, who was an Olympic gold medalist and was touted as going to be this great fighter, and he got put in the dirt. So like, I hear you, but I don't really track with that. But
no, I agree with you.
So we got to take like the entire picture as well, right? So let's say, and people be trying to say, Jason, that I don't know boxing. It's amazing to me. I know way more boxing than most people. But anyway, so let's talk about let's talk about the entire spectrum, right? So you know that Madrimov is fighting Boachuk in December, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if he gets put in the dirt by Boachuk, does what Terrence Crawford did? We gotta lower that, correct? Because now we're taking the entire picture into consideration, and maybe that performance against what Terrence Crawford was able to accomplish wasn't really all that great.
So my response to that is that 154 is nothing but killers. So if you got a room full of killers, somebody got to reign. So depending on how that fight is won is going to let me know how I'm looking at things. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think the total 154 is nothing but killers. So I think Madrimov, I think Boachuk, I think nobody's gonna edge each other by light years or leaps. I think it's all gonna be very close.
But we just saw Tim Tszyu just get put in the dirt like in 2 rounds, dog.
I'm agreeing with you. But what was the narrative that we always knew about Tim Tszyu though? Let's be honest though. The narrative is what
defensively,
hype job, right?
Yeah, he got some defensive issues.
Thank you very much. Come on now, that was easy to. Before the Tim Tszyu fight, I knew that Tim Tszyu was going to be in for his money because that same guy, which we all know, we knew what he was in that division. We know what he was, man. Like, so that's another thing that we got to kind of stop overlooking. We're overhyping people that don't really belong, and then when they get into some real water, then unfortunately, then we get to see who they really are. So I get what you're saying, though. I'm agreeing with you. But I think Tim Tszyu is the wrong example because Tim Tszyu has always been somewhat of I hear you. I hear you. I think it's fair what you're saying. But all I was illustrating was, okay, so what if Madrimov comes into the ring with Boachuk and get put in the dirt and around? Like just put in the dirt. Like it wasn't competitive, just put in the dirt. So at that point, Terrence Crawford's performance has to be de-elevated, right? I get your angle. Yeah, I mean, I can't use the triangle theory. I'll be honest with you, right?
No. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not talking about who he beats and all that other stuff, right? All I'm saying is that if some guy ends up just kind of, we thought this guy was here, right? That's all I'm saying because we're talking about Boachuk and we're trying to place him, right? And right now we got him at a certain place just based off of what we know in terms of like being a champion and his record and all that stuff. And then his performance against Terrence Crawford. If all of a sudden Boachuk, who we've also seen and been able to gauge, comes in and just puts him right in the dirt, like immediately, he got to come down and Terrence Crawford's performance has to be questioned more, right? Like we got to take into consideration the full picture is all I'm saying.
So I like what you said as far as Madrimov being, you put him at a B fighter. I put him at a B fighter as well. Now, if he loses to Boachuk, all that does for me is just put Boachuk as an A fighter. because I don't put Boychuk as an A fighter yet. I put also Boychuk as a B fighter. I think we have a bunch of B fighters in that division, and I only think only a handful are going to be A's. That's my opinion.
I don't disagree. But a B can fuck around and take an A out. But yeah, I agree.
I agree with you as well. With that. I totally agree.
So we got my boy Fabrizio 300 in the building. What's going on, fam? Fabrizio, where you at, man? It's got to be about 12 o'clock. Fabrizio in the UK. Did I unmute him? Yeah, I got you unmuted, bro. You there?
Yeah, unmuted. Yeah.
Fabrizio, I can't hear you, man. If he talking, I can't. Jason, can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, I heard some people say that they can hear people before that, and I couldn't hear him. I don't hear him right now.
Time I open up the phone line.
The phone line is open, man. What you talking about?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Those boys came in. You there, boy?
So yeah, I just wanted to rap a bit about like the fight last night and whatnot.
Yeah, what's up?
So, just a quick question that I got: do you lot still think that the Crawford and Ennis fight is warranted? Like, do you think it's necessary to the game?
Oh, you asking? Is it warranted?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Listen, if you ask me, would I still want to see it? Yes. Are you asking me whether or not? So we always had Crawford winning the fight. So I mean that's not changing. I would still want to see the fight. Similarly, people still want to see Keyshawn versus Gervonta Davis. Regardless, yeah, I would want to see the fight. Like, we're fight fans. We want to see guys fight. So yeah, we still want to see the fight.
That's cool though, but listen, I've been going back and forth with some fool in the Discord and whatnot. Like, my main issue with it is there's an entitlement problem in the sport of boxing with the fans. Like, I don't mind fans having a desire to see the fight, but moving as if like it's an essential fight that we need to see. It's not. It's just a dream match. It's a dream match like Canelo and Crawford. It's a dream match like Inoue versus Bam, if you understand what I'm saying. Last night was an example of, let's say, seeing Boots in a difficult situation. Now, if he was to make a step up, you know, we see how he fares. He's not ready for Crawford. Last night just showed everything. It showed everything that I was trying to tell people, that Boots is simply not ready. He's simply not ready.
So my
opinion.
But Keyshawn ready for a thing.
Well, I don't mind you saying that he's not ready, but
that's where Fabrizio.
Keyshawn ain't showed no deficiency like Boots did.
Oh, he showed one in this. Yeah, he showed deficiencies 2 fights back.
That's 2 fights back. Boots consistently showing deficiency.
2 fights back guys, last October.
Guys, we got to stop doing this, man. We got to stop finding. So there's always going to be a difference, right? Hey, Fabrizio, you really need to take this picture down, man, with all this, like, trying to show Boots getting hit and all this, man. I don't like this. This is bullshit. But anyway, hold on. This ASVP TV call in. Yo, ASVP TV, hold on real quick. We got to stop finding these little bitty nuances that we're going to use in order to make one point versus the other, right? Like, to me, if Boots is not ready with 30-some fights, then we cannot articulate and argue why Keyshawn is ready. Now, you want to make the argument that you don't believe that Keyshawn has shown a deficiency, that's fine, or he's shown the deficiency and that was 2 fights ago. But he's also a fighter with 12 fights and no titles. Jaron Ennis is a champion. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Jaron Ennis is a champion. He is a champion, IBF champion that you also put you put so much emphasis on titles. He is an IBF champion. He's defended his title twice. One of which was against an opponent that Terrence Crawford fought, that he struggled with a little bit and eventually got him out of there in 6 rounds. So did Boots. Now, and he's defended his title twice, defending titles, not fighting guys as a freaking a prospect. Of course, you haven't shown that many deficiencies as a prospect. You're a fucking prospect. But Boots has defended his title twice against people who were ranked #1 or at least highly ranked by the IBF. So there's no comparison here, guys. Like, we can't stop. Like, you cannot make an argument that titles matter and then start talking about Keyshawn should be fighting Tank. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, Fabrizio? We gotta stop here, man.
I said.
But you hold up, Greg. Hold up.
That fight makes sense.
You yourself said
if he gets a belt.
Titles.
That's what I've said.
Hey, fuck what I said. We talking about what Fabrizio said, and his argument has been titles.
I said you go get a belt. That's what
exactly. So if we're hold on, if we're holding,
Martin is better than Rolly. He's better than Isak Cruz.
But hold on. No.
Competition level.
No. You're mixing arguments now. We're talking about Jaron Ennis and we're talking about Keyshawn Davis and who should be able to get the opportunity to fight that guy, Terrence Crawford or Gervonta Davis.
Hey,
you cannot. Okay.
You can argue whether somebody deserves it or not. I mean, that's up to you. But I like to see both of them. You know,
I would like to see both of them too. But ASVP TV. Hold on. My argument is the argument.
I only asked for it because he been fighting people. I feel like that ain't far.
That's fine. That's fine. I have a problem with that. My issue with Fabrizio specifically is that you cannot argue about being a champion, right? And being a champion means so much, but then be arguing about goddamn Keyshawn and why he should be getting the title over a guy who's a champion at the IBF and defended that title 2 times. The argument doesn't make sense. And Fabrizio, I know you know that because you're an economist and you train to think logically.
No, I'm logical. That's why I said go get a belt. And I said that fight don't take precedence over Tank versus Shakur. It's documented.
Exactly. So let's stop talking about goddamn Keyshawn. He ain't shit. Not 318. I'm coming to you. What you got to say?
I'm gonna add this little bit to that subject. You know, your boy Richard did point out that he got that 5-6 fight deal with Amazon, and he's saying Keyshawn ain't gonna be one of them. I mean, he's saying Shakur ain't gonna be one of them next fights. You know, they might be saving Shakur for last. So I mean, why not a Keyshawn fight? You know, I think we all agree. That a lot more people will tune into that than a Roach fight. You know, saying.
I disagree. Keyshawn just a talker. That don't mean shit. That don't mean it's gonna sell. He's just talking.
Y'all want from Boots? Ain't that what y'all want from a lot of these guys that don't really do nothing in terms of numbers?
Yeah, I know. I want him to talk and have some type of accomplishment. He ain't got. He just a talker right now. So no, I don't want to see that fight right now. Now I'll take any fight. But what I would like to see first. Let me tell you my top fights for Tank. Right. So number 1, Lamont Roach. Okay, that's the number 1 fight I got for Lil.
Wait. You can't honestly say that.
Well, y'all be falling for all types of shit from McGregor, don't you?
Hey, I'm fucking with you. No, what I'm saying is that my top fights for Tank would be number 1. So Devin is. Don't even mention Devin's name. Devin is 160 pounds. I don't want to hear Devin. Right. My number 1 fight for Tank is Shakur Stevens. That's the fight that I would love to see him in next. After that, I would like to see him in with maybe like a Lomachenko, or another champion at 135. And then I would like to see him move up and fight maybe 1 or 2 fights at 140 and call it a day, title fights at 140 and call it a day. That's what I want to see. So Keyshawn is not in the picture for me.
Eventually, since he's probably going to get Barincic next.
Yeah, maybe if he get Barincic.
And
yeah, maybe.
IBF, Loma most likely going to drop the IBF.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But that's kind of what I want to see, right? That's kind of what I want to see.
But let's also point out the fact that Keyshawn Davis accomplishing more. It won't secure him a fight with Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? I agree. He got a better chance now. History, and I ain't gonna accuse him of ducking nobody. But history has shown us he had two guys, one unified, one undisputed, in his weight class. That didn't entice him to fight those guys. So argument can be made that Keyshawn might be in a better position to get that fight now than he would be if he accomplished some stuff. I'm just putting it out there.
No, the more you accomplish, he'll be able to bring more money to the table as well. So that's going to increase in that aspect as well. It's going to make it more profitable for both companies. But you got to look at what Top Ranks also want. Top Rank don't want Keyshawn versus Tank right now neither. And Keyshawn said he fights whoever Top Ranks puts in front of him.
That's a fact. And honestly, I prefer Keyshawn to stay where he's at. I need Keyshawn to move up one division and beat the dog shit out of T.O. for the culture and then come back down.
Yes. I'm for that.
That's my priority because I don't think that Tank fight is realistic right now. As much as I don't mind seeing it, but it's not realistic.
It's not.
Tank's not about
it's
to
just
fight
not.
Keyshawn in 11 fights.
I'm gonna be honest. I think T.O. got a lot more club fighters in his future. The way he been moving.
Yeah, of course.
You know what? He might be having a hard time getting out that Top Rank contract though, because Bob don't play around about that bullshit.
Facts.
Bob don't play around, man.
100%.
I don't mind him staying there to get fed to all them black fighters that you got a problem with.
Oh, Fabrizio back.
Okay. Yeah, the CTO get stretched.
Yeah, man. Nah, man. I mean, my thing is, I like consistent arguments, right? And we got to make sure that we consistent in how we portray these fighters. And, a lot of people say that, we're biased on our channel. And my response to that would be, you fucking right. Because everybody is biased. Everybody has bias, man. That's why I hate when people come on here and pretend that they don't have any bias. We all have biases. NHA TV, NHA Tube, you got biases. ASVP TV, you got biases. Fabrizio for biases. I got biases. Jason got biases. I hate when people act like they don't have biases. I think that's so disingenuous and such bullshit. However, we got to make sure that we are when we make our arguments, that we at least try to make our arguments consistent. And that's all I'm talking about. And, I tried last night, to make my argument consistent in regards to Boots. I didn't give Devin Haney any slack with the fact that he kept getting hit. I struggle to give Boots the benefit of the doubt when I've seen it 2 fights in a row. I'm struggling with it.
Hey, what was he getting hit with the whole fight?
A left hook.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Fabrizio got right here in his picture.
I laugh at it, but I can see why people, throwing Ryan name in there. I laugh at it, but I understand.
Man, no, Ryan is not going to be able to land that shit.
Trying to put Ryan in there with Boots.
I'm not against it.
Ryan gets his ass kicked.
The Vergil fight is a lot closer than I initially thought. I had
Same.
Beating him on points. But now I think it's going to be a barn burner. I think it's really going to be a fight of the year candidate.
I'm with you, man. I had it, and I love Vergil, but I thought Vergil would probably lose that fight. And now I'm like, that fight's close. Like if you look at the poll right now, I dropped the poll in the chat, but I also dropped the poll on our channel. And right now the poll, let me see, it has 337 votes, and it's a 70-30 split with Boots win. I think this fight is closer than that, man. I think it's closer to 50-50, dog.
Boots should still handle business.
I agree. I think the one thing that Boots struggles with is truly the pressure and back foot, fighting on the back foot. And that's how Gary Antoine Russell defeated him in the amateurs. If you look at that fight, he did it twice. It was the pressure, and he doesn't do well with pressure. So because Karen came with pressure instead of being that elusive kind of, quote unquote, he called it running, but he did something different, which is I'm going to apply pressure the best way I can. And I think that threw Boots off completely.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair argument,
it
dog.
Seems like you don't know how to close distance.
Dog, he smothers his shots sometimes, man. Like he was smothering his shot last night.
He smothered his work against Avenesian, too. That's why Ebenezer, the only success Ebenezer had was when he got inside.
Yeah,
The only
Boots
time
has a
he was
problem
able
with
to land
inside fighting
anything.
for sure.
And he hella
Yeah.
defense. He defensively responsible all last night. I mean, he was still doing his little ducking and dodging, but them shots was landing.
He's flashy, but go work on the fundamentals, man.
And
Yeah.
he was switching for no
Well,
reason, switching when it didn't call for us.
Yeah,
That's why-
Jason, was I not? Jason, was I not? Did I not?
Ground.
Hold on, Jason. Did I not bring that up last night about the switching?
Yeah, we were like, why he switching?
Why is he switching? What is he switching for? Like, I was like, why is he? What is he doing?
Like that frustrated me, and the fact that he just kept talking to the crowd and to Bozy, and just kept every time he got tied up, he didn't know how to get out of it. It was frustrating as hell for me watching that shit.
He prioritizing pleasing the crowd over taking care of business.
So this is my opinion, dog. Like, I don't believe in switch hitting. I don't think it's real. I think Terrence Crawford is a southpaw. I think you, to me, this is my personal opinion. You master a stance, and then you are familiar with the angles that punches are going to come from, whether they are from a southpaw stance or an orthodox stance. But when you're constantly switching, you constantly have to be processing now what angle punches are coming from. And I think that's a disadvantage and why it was never taught in the past. I don't like it.
Well, I think with Bud, it was just based on circumstance. Like you said, he broke his hand, and he just continued to work with his left. He broke his right originally, and then he just worked on his left. So I think it was just out of necessity that happened. I don't know the case with Boots,
But to your point, Greg, the Marjanov fight actually is to your point because he fought Marjanov in one stance because of Marjanov's offensive approach. So he didn't switch with Marjanov at all. He kept it in one stance, which that talks to the IQ of Bud versus the IQ of, unfortunately, Boots. Boots got to get a little bit more intelligent in that ring.
Yeah, Boots got a lot.
Boots just for the sake of switching.
He has no plan B. All he knows is go for it, go for the KO, go for broke. And I think Bozy questions about Bozy coming up too, because when he go to the corner, you got Bozy yelling at him, and Bozy got more urgency than he do. Seem like I don't think they was on the same page last night.
No, they weren't. He said that he said he's gonna try to work on listening to the corner from here on out. You need to listen to the corner and do what they say, because Bozy's telling him to throw a jab and keep your hands up. You're getting hit with dumb shit. And what was he doing? Getting hit with dumb shit because he had his hands down or moving straight back, keeping his head on the line. Simple shit.
He's also never been in a position where
I guess the silver line in all of this is like maybe now all the 147 pounders that was ducking him come out the woodwork and come out of hiding and actually maybe give him no fights, because
maybe
you need to see it. I need to see him against these high levels.
Even Boots not at his best is good enough to take care of them guys. I highly doubt it. Blood in the water. I mean, it is blood in the water, but maybe at 54. Not at 47.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think Brian Norman Jr. gives them a little bit of little difficulty?
I think Brian Norman. I think he does for sure. I'm gonna tell y'all, they confident. They confident they win that fight.
Yeah,
they already coming out anyway. I mean, Vergil Ortiz, apparently came out. Brian Norman mentioned something. Stanionis mentioned something. Apparently, I mean, they're realizing that effective pressure he doesn't do well, and this is not something that we've just seen just in this fight. You can look at moments where you're like, okay, but I think this fight, it just really kind of cemented certain things, and that's the reason why this fight was very important. As much as people want to say he won the fight, I believe he won the fight, of course, 100%. I only gave 3 rounds to Karen. But all the rounds that he won, they were very competitive, though, right? There was a very competitive, close rounds all step of the way.
Outside of the one he got dropped.
Go ahead.
Outside of the one he got dropped, outside of the one round that Karen got dropped, they were all competitive.
But you know what's so smart though? Even Karan took the knee, right? But that was still intelligent as well. Like he took the knee. He understood. Okay, I'm in a position. Let me stop this before it gets worse for me. I'm going to intentionally take the knee, regain my senses, understand where I'm at, and come with an adjustment. That's the kind of those little things, they go far. Boots has to understand that he has to realize that you got to bring more to the table when you're stepping up in these competitions.
I think Harvey Doc. I think lately Harvey Doc just been kind of in a little rut. Going back to the Haney fight, some knockdowns that weren't counted should have been counted. You know he did his thing on July 29th. I already gotta give him his credit for that. But last night, why are you pointing the man for clinching when that's what he's supposed to do when he's hurt? He's supposed to do that when he's hurt. You're not supposed to. Would you rather him clinch or you rather him run? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather him clinch and do what he's supposed to do. And also, when you getting hit with flurries of shots, you're supposed to clinch to interrupt that. You're supposed to do that. But he was so quick to take a point for that. That's kind of like, that was a misstep in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Boots, like coming up, in the next few fights. Like if he and Ortiz fight in February, I think, to your point, dog, I think it's gonna be a much more competitive fight than what people thought it was gonna be. And it's potential for Boots to lose, man, because Vergil hits him with one of those punches. Virgil's gonna hurt him, so he's gonna have to.
He might touch canvas. He might touch the canvas.
Yeah. And like Boots got to work on his inside game where he's catching those shots, man, and not getting hit. Catching and rolling those shots where he's not getting hit. And I don't know, man. I like Boots. That's my guy, but I
gotta dumb it down a little bit. Stop trying to be flashy. Just be fundamental. Be basic, man.
Yeah.
Great.
Just get it done, man, and don't start with all that. Start with all that other stuff, man. It's just, to me, it's not. I don't know, man. It's just hard for me to read what he's doing.
It don't contribute to the win at all, man. It does nothing.
Yeah, like because he started doing this a little bit and that kind of stuff, man. You don't need all that, man. Just some guys you just can't look like. And here's the thing, too, man. You gotta tell me if you think I'm wrong about this, right? Boots fought a lot of guys that were lower level competition. He was able to look a specific way against them, and he wants to continue to look like that against every opponent. And you just simply cannot. When the guys get better and you start moving up the tier, you're not gonna make those guys look like that, man.
He's not ready. That's what I'm saying.
Now look, blame that corner too, because they not preparing him for that. They not preparing him to go to a plan B or a plan C. That's gonna be his downfall when he step up. He ain't got no plan B or C, and that's how I feel the same way about Benavidez. When push comes to shove, and you can't walk through guys like you used to, you gonna have to go to something else. And then when it ain't nothing else there, you gonna be screwed.
Man, ASAP been telling you lot to pump the brakes when it comes to like a bottom boot situation. And honestly, I'm not saying it because we worship the guy. We're just being truthful. He's just not at that level right now.
He may not be, but he still should get the chance. He still should get the chance, though. He may not be. We've always had Crawford winning that fight. We never had Boots winning that fight.
I know you have, and that's real.
Hey, if he take care of Vergil,
let's not send the lamb to a slaughter.
Hey, he helped his case. He helped his case if he take care of Vergil.
Yeah, I agree with you there, dog. Like if he washes Vergil, I'm right back on the Boots train, baby. Let's get him that blood fight ASAP.
That's fine.
ASAP. Let's get him. Let's get him that fight.
That's fine. There's no problem. But right now,
that's the hardest thing, Carolina.
What you said for Vergil?
This whole camp, that whole gym, like I was saying, the whole gym and that whole atmosphere is around, man. They pumping his head too much, and I think he just has too much distraction. And then he's trying to please the crowd. He's trying to please this whole entire city. And you got number yes man telling you, yo, if you listen to anybody in that gym, you know, shout out to YSM because that's the guy. But every one of the interviews from that gym that does some training will tell you how good Boots is, how good Boots, you know what I'm saying? It'll be so easy for when he fights Crawford. He's going to wash him. Like, you constantly hearing this from you know what I'm saying, from people around you. It kind of, my opinion, it does, it kind of like you kind of fall back and you get complacent. It's like, nah, like Bud told him, if you trying to get to the mecca of the sport, ain't no complacency. You ain't there yet, my guy. You gotta stay just as hungry as you was when you had 10 fights.
Let me say this before I go. To touch on Tim Tszyu again, I said it in the chat yesterday, but Tim Tszyu, in my opinion, I feel like he got screwed at every turn this year. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get the Charlo fight. I think he would have wanted to get that Charlo fight, and then in April or March, I forget, but you know, they could have stopped the fight in the 4th round. They could have went to the little doctor stoppage, and they could have let it go to the scorecards. He would have won on the cards. He would have retained his title. And his corner failed him right there. And then they let him get back in the ring with Bachram, not knowing what Bachram had. You know, none of us knew what Bachram had. And then now, most likely, his next fight going to be on Pro Box. You know, unless hey, you laughing? You laughing?
Like that.
Too. Unless Turki
still got Australia.
He's gonna be on Pro Box. Yeah, he's gonna be on Pro Box. He should have stayed in Australia, build up his fan base in Marvel Stadium. That's what he should have did. But I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. Later. All right, man. 216. I saw you calling in, man. I want to get you in though before we wrap up tonight. But yeah, man, it was great. It's always good to have fights, man, because every time we have fights, we get a little bit more clarity, and I felt like we got a little bit more clarity last night in regards to Keyshawn, in regards to Boots. It sucks because do we have any other big fights coming up? We got the rematch. Fury and Usyk. I got Fury. I got Fury winning that fight. No,
and we got Borchek and Madrimov.
Yeah, Borchek and Madrimov in December. But we're gonna close this. We're gonna close this year out weak as fuck, ain't we?
Yeah. Unless something else gets announced. I mean, we got what 7 weeks left for the end of the year.
It feels like though, like it feels like the beginning of 2025 is gonna be fire, but we're gonna end of 2024. We're gonna go out with a whimper. So anyway, man, let's go ahead. We're gonna conclude the show, man. We appreciate everybody that tuned in to the channel. My apologies again. Last week I took that doggone COVID vaccine, boy, and it put me under. So I was a little sick. What you say?
Said you're weak.
All right. Okay, motherfucker.
I took it's COVID vaccine put me under.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Big Herm, Boxer Hacker, Slap Happy Gorilla, Daddy P, Adrian Villarreal, again Slap Happy Gorilla, Daddy P, 2 Cents Boxing, ASVP TV, and ASVP TV again. Everybody that contributed to the channel, shout out to y'all. We will be back, of course, tomorrow this week, bringing you guys boxing content. So make sure you check us out. Smash the like button on your way out if you haven't had the opportunity, huh?
Barrio's got a fight this weekend on Mike Tyson undercard. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul BS.
Yeah, whatever. All right, guys. Well, anyway, we appreciate your contribution to the channel and the fact that you guys were all here with us today. So until next time, peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.